me going.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Welcome to the Todd Pod. I'm Todd Lemieux, and this is my co-host, Todd Wilson. We hosted a radio show in college about 30 years ago at Pepperdine University, and we decided now is a great time to reboot that, actually decide if we're still friends, and if we have some chemistry here that we can kind of share with the world. So welcome to the Todd Pod. Cut the music now. Music always goes on too long.
Cut it off!
Today, this is episode 46 or something like that. I forgot. I lost track.
I think it's 12.
Okay, so
I think it's 12.
We're going to talk to you today. We want to set the ground rules for things that you should do in your fantasy football league, because we had a fantasy football league for a while until everybody got so annoyed with each other, we all quit. What should you do in your fantasy football league if you want to annoy every single other person in the league as the commissioner and have it last for approximately 6 weeks? Or, like I want to say, the best fantasy league ever, right?
Well, I'm a traditionalist, so I think I would probably go crazy after the second week.
Yeah, what do you probably draft running backs first?
I don't know. Depends. If it's a really good running back, you might, but you only draft a couple of those, maybe.
You see what you're doing?
I think you want to draft a quarterback.
You see what you're doing right now? The strategy, the thinking.
It depends on the year, right? Patrick Mahomes would go probably first, or probably has been going first.
You're leaving kickers on the table, though. You got to take advantage of those kickers in the early rounds.
You don't take a kicker until your very last pick.
Boy, what if you are the last pick?
I am the last pick?
Yeah.
It's a kicker. It's a kicker because there's going to be so many kickers that are.
But that's if you want to have like a normal fantasy league. Nobody really knows this, but one time you and I had a fantasy baseball league, and it was just the two of us.
I think we talked about this maybe earlier, but it was the two of us, and it was just two people, and we had all of Major League Baseball to choose from every single day. We could.
The rosters didn't lock for the week or anything, so like you had like, I think there was like 10 pitchers. So you just pick the 10 starting pitchers that day and drop them.
Every day you rotate 10 new starting pitchers. Ridiculous.
Oh, jeez.
I hated it so much. And think of it going the full Major League Baseball season every single day.
162 games.
Every single game, just...
You have to log in and just make sure you changed out the pitchers before the other guy did.
Now we look back on that time and think of it as a fond memory.
And we like.
So this is what we're going to hope that you can have with your friends.
Right. So, okay. So most annoying fantasy football league rules ever. What do you got?
Number 1, fumble frenzy.
What's that?
Award double points for fumbles. And then just anytime someone fumbles, and maybe, who knows, maybe every week you got a random fumbles are worth 3 this week. Okay. That's it. So you're trying to pick like the worst fumbler in the world to start for your team.
Who was that? Who was
maybe 6 points for a fumble, like a whole touchdown.
Like inverted touchdowns.
Exactly.
That would actually be like all the scoring's normal except fumbles are 6 points.
Fumbles, exactly.
Yeah. You did random benching.
So just,
Commissioner goes through and just rolls the dice and randomly benches one of your starters.
But that's what would happen in like when we were playing fantasy football, right? The commissioner could change the lineups. So if someone didn't log in for the whole week and they had like everyone wasn't playing this week or something because of the commissioner would go in and set up and stuff like that. So what if they just say, okay, game started, you're out.
Right.
Just one person.
You'd have to
one random person.
But you'd have to do it in a way where it didn't seem punitive, right? It'd have to be totally random.
Yeah.
have to be like a random like position. Like the second running back doesn't count this week.
Yeah, maybe it's everyone.
Right, for everybody, like that one roster spot across the board. Okay, so if fumbles are worth 6 points, random person gets benched. What else? Idea?
Changing your name every week based on how well your team did the week prior. It's a requirement.
You don't do that normally?
Oh, if you're the worst team in the league, you're the toilet bowl that week or something like that. So you have something to play for every week.
You're the 1.5 liters flushers.
Yeah. So if you're in last place the whole league, then you have to be the toilet bowls the whole time. I mean, the names might start out normal to begin with, but eventually there's going to be a toilet team.
How about this? As the commissioner, you alert random people just randomly 1 hour before each game that there's a random player on their team that's injured. That's totally like
they're good. They're still good, right. But you just say
he's experiencing thigh soreness or something like that.
So how would you do that? And they would double check, right?
It's just annoying enough 1 hour before the game starts that they would have to go in and check their team to see if they're still.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So So we're working for maximum annoyance, right?
Right. That's it. That's all you're doing is annoying. It's like, Plaxico Burress shot himself again.
Yeah. Shot himself in the leg again.
Is he the one that shot himself in the leg? There's one of the Giants wide receivers shot himself at a nightclub in the leg. Which I never understood. If you're making that much money, why do you not have a buddy that's carrying?
Oh gosh, that's my question for every rich person in the world, rich and famous person. Why do they do such stupid things?
Why are you packing heat?
They ruin their careers when all they have to do is catch a football.
Why are you driving? Stop driving.
Yeah, you could get you don't even have to drive anymore.
Give me another one.
What's another one? Okay, so maybe you could do like a non-scoring category, and this is just the commissioner just picks it. Every week you've got maybe your defense. You can say not a defense, but the defense represents a team, and that team, whoever had the best touchdown dance, they get 10 points or something like that.
It's totally subjective, though. Who votes on that?
Well, if you got the Giants and you're like, oh, the Giants had the best touchdown celebration, you're getting extra 10 points. The commissioner votes on it.
If you play in the rain, you get 8 points.
That works. If it rains, you get 8 points.
Right.
That's right. You could do reverse waivers. So instead of the worst team getting the first pick, it's the best team. So you start off really, really bad. You have no chance of surviving, and you're going to always be like the worst team.
You really just have to pull out a total miracle.
Yeah, exactly. So
what if you do the draft? You have to make your pick in 10 seconds.
Or you're skipped. Or you're skipped.
And then just as everybody's about to make their pick, you text them or call them on the phone just to distract.
Yeah.
As the commissioner, you're just crank calling them.
Todd, you're up. Wait.
Oh, that's like those commercials.
Or maybe you have to dial in. Man, maybe you've got 10 seconds and you got to dial in every time to give your pick.
That's why, you ever see those late night commercials where they're trying to sell you some stupid gadget, but the people who don't use the gadget are somehow so awkwardly incompetent at everything. That's the person who I imagine in the 10-second draft. They're going to draft and their computer's falling off the desk. Their phone is fumbling. Oh!
Yeah, I saw a windshield shades up, and this was an umbrella one, right? You just
said,
it's up, right? It's just a single. It's so much better than having to deal with those two shades that are all over the place, right? hit it. They flap out and hit you in the face. And
Oh my gosh. Didn't those come out like we were in like high school in Arizona or something like that, where like the sun was so hot, you'd get in the car and you'd have to apply like Silvadene burn ointment to your thighs if you had like leather seats.
how did people survive without sunshades? Because you would literally get in and you couldn't. You'd have to sometimes run the air conditioner because it was so hot, especially if you had shorts on.
But they
sitting like this. And that.
Oh,
okay.
Force trades. Force teams to trade for a new player every week, whether they wanted to or not.
Make a trade, right?
You have to make a trade
this week.
Every week. And once a player's traded, you couldn't trade that player again. So then by the last week, you're like, this is the player I'm giving up. Patrick Mahomes, I have to finally trade him.
The best person gets the best person gets the waiver picks. They're first, right? And then the worst team gets the best trade.
The worst performing team gets to dictate their own trade.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who do you want?
This is
kicker. I'll give you a kicker, and I'll take Mahomes.
I gotta be honest with you. I like the fumble rule. I like the trade rule, and I like the waiver rule. There's just enough chaos in this thing to make it fun.
So I guess we're going to ask everyone to.
I think we're going to do a fantasy. We got to do a.
We got to ask everyone who's listening. All
make some comment.
People to make a comment. What would your rule be for your fantasy football team?
How about so setting lineups? Could you set a time limit on that? That would make it annoying.
Oh yeah, give people like every week where you just maybe on Sunday you say, okay, the lineup, you'll be able to change lineups between 2:45 a.m. and 2:50 a.m. on Wednesday.
and it's just a random time every week. And some guy's like, well, I'm on a red-eye flight. Oh, sucks to be you. Bye.
Bye, yeah.
Good luck in last place. You get to trade.
So you might lose some friends, but it would be a fun.
It would be a heck of a fantasy football season. You might actually care about football at that point. Well,
possibly. I'll say this though. You've always got the guy, right, who is on, who's just so bad. He starts off, maybe he wins a game and then he loses like 4 games in a row, and then he just doesn't log on the rest of the season. So that could maybe make it spice it up for them a little.
No, listen, if somebody's going to do this, you got to be in it for just absolutely. You want to watch the world burn. This is just pure chaos. Chaos fantasy football. It's a new league. I'm starting here and now. Can we do like a sports batter chaos fantasy football site? Do something like that. We got to get the NFL guys to comment on this. So anyway.
So comment if you think that we had some good ideas, or if you think they're all losers. And if they do, you won't be in our league.
Then you're not invited. You can't play. and that's the Todd Pod.
See ya.
Have a good one.